There is a feeling, a quiet and often unspoken ache that many of us have felt in a relationship. It's the feeling of being looked at but not truly seen. It's the sensation of speaking but not being fully heard. In a world that moves so fast, a world filled with endless distractions pulling at our attention, the simple act of being present with another person has become one of the rarest and most precious gifts. We can sit across from someone at dinner and their mind is a million miles away, scrolling through the day's worries or planning tomorrow's tasks. They might nod and smile, but we can feel the emptiness behind their gaze. Over time, this feeling can make us feel invisible, as if the intricate details of who we are have become blurred, blending into the background of a life lived on autopilot. But then there is another kind of man, a man who embodies the first and perhaps most subtle form of sweetness. He is the attentive observer. His sweetness isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself with grand gestures or poetic declarations. Instead, it exists in the quiet spaces, in the moments between the words. It is a form of attention so focused, so genuine, that it makes you feel like you are the only person in the room. This is the man who notices. And the art of noticing is the foundation upon which all considerate intimacy is built. What does it mean to truly notice? It's not about having a perfect memory or the ability to pass a test on your personal details. It is something far deeper, far more intuitive. It's when he notices the way you tuck a strand of hair behind your ear when you're concentrating. It's him remembering that you take your coffee with oat milk and just a tiny drop of honey, not because you told him this morning, but because he was paying attention 3 weeks ago. It's the way he senses a subtle shift in your energy the moment you walk through the door after a long day, before you've even had a chance to say a single word. This quality is so powerful because it communicates one of the most reassuring messages a person can receive in a relationship. You matter. The details of your existence, the small preferences, the fleeting expressions, the quiet habits, all of it is worthy of attention. It signals that he is not interacting with a concept of you or the version of you he wants you to be. He is interacting with the real, present, and ever unfolding you. He is a student of who you are, and he finds joy in learning. This man isn't easily distracted because to him, the most interesting thing in the world is right there in front of him. This quiet, steady focus is the first seed of sweetness. It's the soil from which a deep, respectful, and incredibly satisfying connection can grow, because before a man can cherish you, he must first be able to truly see you. And the observer sees everything. Reading your unspoken language, the art of noticing goes even deeper than the physical details he observes. An attentive observer doesn't just see what you do, he feels why you do it. He learns to read the silent, secret language that every woman speaks, a language that is communicated not through words, but through energy, posture, and the almost imperceptible shifts in her emotional state. This is his true superpower. While most people are listening only to the words you say, he is listening to the symphony of information that lies just beneath the surface. He is tuned into your unspoken frequency. Think about how much we communicate without ever opening our mouths. There is the slight hesitation in your voice that tells him you're not as certain as your words suggest. There is the way your shoulders, which have been tense all day, finally drop a fraction of an inch when he says something that makes you feel safe. It's the soft, almost inaudible sigh that escapes your lips, not out of sadness, but out of a deep sense of relief when you feel truly understood. For the average person, these signals are invisible, lost in the noise of everyday life. But for the observer, these signals are everything. They are the guideposts that tell him where you are emotionally from one moment to the next. Imagine you're telling him about a problem at work. A less attentive partner might immediately jump into fix-it mode, offering solutions and strategies. He's listening to the plot of your story. The observer, however, is listening to the music behind your words. He hears the frustration, yes, but he also notices that you're clenching your jaw slightly, a sign of your deep-seated desire to be respected by your colleagues. He sees the way you break eye contact for a moment when you mention a specific person, a clue that there's a history there that carries more weight than you're letting on. And so his response is different. He doesn't just try to solve your problem, he validates your feeling. He might say something like, "That sounds incredibly frustrating. It feels like they're not respecting all the work you put in." In that moment, he's not just responding to your story, he's responding to you. This ability to read your unspoken language is what creates a profound sense of emotional safety. When you are with an observer, you begin to realize that you don't have to perform. You don't have to be on all the time. You don't have to perfectly articulate every single feeling or need, because you have a deep instinctual trust that he is already paying attention. He is watching, listening, and sensing. This allows you to relax on a fundamental level, to let go of the emotional armor we so often carry through the world. You feel seen, not just for the person you present, but for the person you truly are in your most unguarded moments. It's an incredibly liberating feeling, and it's a form of intimacy that begins long before you ever enter the bedroom. He is learning you, not by asking you to fill out a questionnaire, but by quietly and respectfully observing the beautiful, complex, and wordless truth of who you are. This deep understanding is not just a skill, it's a profound act of love. How observation becomes sweetness on the bed. And this quiet superpower of his, this ability to notice the details, to read your unspoken language, and to make you feel utterly and completely seen, is what transforms him into one of the sweetest, most considerate lovers you will ever know. Because when the attentive observer is with you in an intimate space, he brings all of that focused, gentle attention with him. The bedroom, for him, is not a stage for performance. It is a laboratory for connection, a sacred space for discovery. Many men approach intimacy with a script in their heads. It might be a script compiled from past experiences, from movies, or from a generalized idea of what women are supposed to want. They have a set of moves, a routine they follow, and their goal is to execute that routine successfully. The experience can be pleasurable, of course, but it often feels impersonal, as if you could be replaced by anyone else and the script would remain the same. The sweet, profound difference with an observer is that he throws the script away. You are the script. Your body, your reactions, your breathing, that is the only roadmap he needs. His sweetness is not found in a pre-planned set of actions, but in his real-time responsiveness. Because he has been studying you, he doesn't have to guess what you like. He watches and he learns. He learns the map of your body, not by being told, but by observing how it unfolds under his touch. He is the man who will notice the subtle catch in your breath when his fingers brush a specific spot on your skin, and he will remember it. He will feel the almost imperceptible way your muscles tense when a touch is too firm or too fast, and he will adjust without a word needing to be spoken. He will see the way your eyes soften and your pupils dilate when he is doing something that makes you feel truly cherished, and that look becomes his entire motivation. This is a man who understands that a woman's pleasure is a delicate and fluid thing. It changes from day to day, from moment to moment, influenced by her mood, her energy, and her level of comfort. A less attentive partner might get frustrated by this, wanting a clear and unchanging set of instructions. But the observer thrives on it. The discovery is the point. He finds immense satisfaction in being so attuned to you that he can anticipate your needs and desires before you even recognize them yourself. He moves slowly, not because he is following a rule that says go slow, but because moving slowly allows him more time to gather information, to watch how your body responds, and to savor every reaction. His sweetness is expressed in these micro adjustments. It's the way he shifts his weight to make you more comfortable without breaking the connection. It's the way he'll return to a particular kind of touch that he noticed you responded to 20 minutes earlier. It is the deep, reassuring feeling you get that his entire focus, his entire being is dedicated to the present moment with you. It fosters an incredible sense of trust. You feel safe to surrender, to let go, because you know you are with a partner who is not just going through the motions. He is in a dance with you, and he is letting you lead without you ever having to say a word. The intimacy becomes a silent, beautiful conversation where every touch is a question and every sigh is an answer. This is not just physical pleasure, it is the feeling of being profoundly understood, and that is a sweetness that resonates deep in the soul, a small sign you might be with an observer. Now, this archetype, the attentive observer, can be subtle. His qualities don't always announce themselves loudly on a first date. He isn't necessarily the most talkative man in the room, nor the one with the flashiest stories. So how can you spot him in the wild? How can you know if you are with a man who possesses this deep capacity for attention? There is one small, almost foolproof sign that you can look for. It's a sign that hides in plain sight, woven into the fabric of everyday conversation. The sign is this: he remembers the small, seemingly insignificant details from your past conversations, and he brings them up later in a natural and relevant way. Let's be clear, this is not about him remembering your birthday or your anniversary. Those are the big, socially mandated things that everyone is expected to remember. This goes much deeper. This is about the little breadcrumbs of information you drop without even realizing it. The things you say in passing that you assume no one is really logging. The observer logs them. For example, you might be driving together one evening and he'll say, "You mentioned a few weeks ago that you loved the smell of night blooming jasmine. I think there's a whole wall of it in that park up ahead. You can smell it from here." In that moment, he is telling you something incredibly important. He's telling you, when you speak, I don't just hear sounds, I listen. And what you love, what brings you joy, I store that away. It matters to me. Or perhaps you once mentioned a specific book you loved as a child. Months later, he sees it in a second-hand bookstore and picks it up for you, saying, "I remembered you talking about this and thought you might like to have it." This act is not about the monetary value of the gift. It is about the priceless value of being remembered. It shows that he isn't just spending time with you. He is actively building a mental and emotional mosaic of who you are, piece by tiny, beautiful piece. This is the opposite of the person with whom you have to constantly repeat yourself. The person to whom you tell a story only to have them ask a question you answered 30 seconds earlier. When a man consistently recalls these small details, it is direct evidence of his observant nature. It proves that when he is with you, he is truly with you. His mind isn't wandering. He isn't waiting for his turn to speak. He is absorbing your world. So pay attention to this. Notice the man who remembers the name of your childhood pet, the story about your difficult boss, or your favorite kind of pizza. These small acts of recall are the clearest window into his soul, revealing a mind that is naturally attuned to you. And a man who pays that much attention to your words is almost certain to pay that much attention to your heart and to your body. The gentle protector, the man who creates a safe haven. The feeling of safe. Beyond the man who sees you, there is the man who holds you. Not just with his arms, but with his presence, with his energy, with the very atmosphere he creates around you. This is the second archetype of the truly sweet man, the gentle protector. His sweetness is not born from observation, but from a deep, instinctual drive to create a sanctuary for you in a world that can often feel harsh and demanding. He builds a safe haven, and within those walls, you are free to be your most vulnerable, authentic self. What does it truly mean to feel safe with a partner? It's a word we use often, but the feeling itself is profound and transformative. Safety in this sense is so much more than physical protection from harm. It is emotional and psychological sanctuary. It is the quiet, unspoken permission to let your guard down completely. It is the freedom to express a fear without it being dismissed, to share a dream without it being judged, to show a weakness without it ever being used against you. It is the feeling of taking a deep, calming exhale that you didn't even realize you had been holding in. So many of us walk through life wearing armor. We build walls to protect our hearts. We wear masks to meet the expectations of our jobs, our families, and our society. We learn to be strong, self-reliant, and composed. But in the presence of a gentle protector, the weight of that armor begins to dissolve. His very nature communicates a powerful message. You don't have to be strong here. You can rest. You can be soft. You can fall apart if you need to, and I will be here to catch you. This feeling of safety is the fertile ground in which true intimacy can finally blossom. Without it, intimacy can feel like a performance, an act of going through the motions while a part of your mind remains vigilant, on guard. You might be physically close to someone, but your spirit is holding back, unable to fully surrender because the environment doesn't feel secure. The gentle protector understands this on a fundamental level. He knows, perhaps not in words, but in his very bones, that a woman's ability to open up physically is inextricably linked to her feeling of being protected emotionally. His sweetness, therefore, is not an action, but an environment. It's the peace of mind that comes from knowing your boundaries will be honored always. It is the trust that your well-being, your comfort, and your peace are his highest priorities. He doesn't seek to own you or control you. He seeks to create a space where you feel so secure that you are free to be fully yourself. He is the keeper of your peace, the guardian of your vulnerability. And in a world that so often asks women to be everything to everyone, the gift of a safe space to simply be is one of the sweetest, most profound expressions of love there is. It's the essential foundation upon which a deep, trusting, and soul-nourishing connection is built. His protective instincts in daily life. The instinct of a gentle protector is not something that switches on and off. It is not a role he plays only in moments of crisis. It is a constant, steady hum beneath the surface of all his interactions with you. It manifests in 100 small, seemingly insignificant gestures throughout your daily life together. These gestures are the green flags, the quiet signals that you are in the presence of a man whose core instinct is to care for and protect you. One of the most classic and telling signs is how he navigates the physical world with you. He is the man who will naturally position himself on the street side of the sidewalk as you walk together. It's a small, almost unconscious act, but its roots are deep. He is placing himself between you and potential chaos. He is the one who, in a crowded room or a busy bar, will gently place a hand on the small of your back to guide you through, creating a small, invisible shield around you. He's not grabbing or pushing. He is communicating. I'm here. I've got you. Move through this space with ease. His protective nature also reveals itself in social settings. Watch how he behaves when you are speaking in a group. If someone interrupts you or makes a dismissive comment, he won't necessarily start a fight. The gentle protector is rarely aggressive. Instead, he will skillfully and calmly steer the conversation back to you. He might say, hang on, I want to hear the rest of what she was saying. In doing so, he is protecting your voice, ensuring that you are heard and respected. He is your quiet advocate, your steadfast ally. It's also in the way he thinks ahead for your comfort. He's the one who will bring you a jacket before you even realize you're cold. He's the one who, after a long and tiring day for you, will have dinner waiting or a bath drawn, not because you asked, but because he anticipated your need for comfort and care. He thinks about potential stressors and quietly works to mitigate them for you. When you plan a trip together, he's the one who has already thought about how you'll get from the airport to the hotel safely, ensuring your journey is as seamless as possible. It is crucial to understand the motivation behind these actions. This is not about control. A controlling man acts out of a desire to assert his own power and make decisions for you. The gentle protector acts out of a deep and genuine concern for your well-being. His actions are not designed to limit your freedom, but to enhance it by removing obstacles and anxieties. His goal is to make your world feel a little bit softer, a little bit safer, so that you can move through it with more confidence and peace. These daily acts of quiet chivalry and considerate foresight are the evidence. They are the visible proof of his internal commitment to being your safe haven. They are the small bricks he lays day after day to build that sanctuary of trust between you. How protection becomes sweetness on the bed. When a man has spent his time with you, building this invisible fortress of safety, this sanctuary of trust, brick by brick, he brings that same protective energy into the bedroom. And it is here, in the most vulnerable of spaces, that his gentle protection transforms into an incredibly profound and beautiful form of sweetness. The safety he has cultivated in the light of day becomes the key that unlocks a level of intimacy, surrender, and pleasure that is impossible to reach when there is even a shadow of doubt or anxiety. For the gentle protector, your comfort and your enthusiastic consent are the entire point of the experience. He is not there to take something from you or to prove his own prowess. He is there to create an experience of shared pleasure, and he knows that your pleasure is directly tied to how safe and cherished you feel. His sweetness is expressed through a constant, gentle attunement to your needs. He is a master of the check-in, both verbal and non-verbal. He'll be the one to whisper, "Is this okay?" Or "Do you like this?" Not out of insecurity, but out of a deep respect for your boundaries and desires. He'll watch your face, your hands, your breathing, constantly gathering information to ensure he is still on the right path, a path that feels good and right for you. His reverence for your boundaries is absolute. With a gentle protector, a no, a stop, or even a moment of hesitation is not a challenge to be overcome. It is a clear and respected directive. He will stop immediately, without question, without a sigh of frustration, and his first instinct will be to ensure you are okay. This unwavering respect for your boundaries is perhaps the sweetest gift he can offer, because it builds a foundation of unshakable trust. It tells you that your body is yours, that your autonomy is sacred, and that he is a guest who will always behave with the utmost honor. This allows you to relax in a way that is simply not possible with a partner who might try to coax, convince, or pressure you. Furthermore, his pacing is dictated by you. He understands that a woman's body often needs time to open up, to feel safe enough to become fully aroused. He never rushes. He savors the journey, finding joy in every step of the process. His focus is on creating a warm and reassuring atmosphere where you feel completely free to explore your own pleasure without any pressure to perform or to reach a specific goal. He derives his own satisfaction from witnessing your surrender, from seeing the trust in your eyes, from feeling your body relax completely in his arms. This is the opposite of the kind of encounter that makes a woman feel like she has to manage her partner's ego. With the gentle protector, you are never worried about hurting his feelings. If you need to slow down or change something, you are free to be fully present in your own body, to be selfish with your own pleasure, because you know that your pleasure is his greatest priority. It is an act of deep and selfless love. His strength is not used to dominate, but to hold. His confidence is not used to intimidate, but to reassure. He creates a space so safe that your body and spirit feel free to bloom, and that is a sweet, tender, and unforgettable form of intimacy, a small sign you might be with a protector. Just like the observer, the gentle protector has a defining tell, a simple litmus test that reveals his core nature with undeniable clarity. This sign doesn't require complex analysis. It is revealed in moments of everyday vulnerability. If you want to know if you are with a true protector, pay close attention to how he reacts when you are unwell, upset, or distressed. His immediate gut-level response will tell you everything you need to know about his instinct. Imagine you've had a terrible, draining day at work. You come home and the stress and frustration are written all over your face. Or perhaps you've caught a cold and you feel weak and miserable. In these moments, many well-intentioned people will immediately jump into fix-it mode. They will offer solutions. They will say, "You should do this," or "Have you tried that?" Their goal is to eliminate the problem as quickly as possible, which is often a subconscious way of alleviating their own discomfort with your distress. The gentle protector's response is fundamentally different. His first instinct is not to solve, but to soothe. Before he offers a single piece of advice, his primary goal is to bring you comfort. He will see your distress, and his immediate reaction will be to soften your world. He is the man who will stop what he's doing, wrap you in a hug, and just let you breathe for a minute. He'll be the one to make you a cup of tea, run you a warm bath, or grab a soft blanket and wrap it around your shoulders. He'll say things like, "That sounds so hard, I'm so sorry," or "Just rest, don't worry about anything." He addresses your emotional state first. He understands that before you can even think about solutions, You need to feel safe, seen, and cared for. This instinct to comfort your pain before trying to fix your problem is the purest expression of his protective nature. It shows that he is not afraid of your vulnerability. He is drawn to it as an opportunity to provide care. His mission is to ease your burden, to be your soft place to land. So watch for this. The man who instinctively reaches for the metaphorical or literal blanket when you are feeling low is the man who is wired to protect and comfort you. This very same instinct, this need to soothe your distress, is exactly what makes him so sweet, patient, and reassuring when you are at your most vulnerable with him in intimacy. The playful communicator, the man who connects through words and laughter. More than just talking, beyond the man who sees you and the man who protects you, there is the man who connects with you, who builds a bridge directly to your heart and mind through the power of his words. This is our third archetype of the sweet man, the playful communicator. His sweetness is not found in silent observation or stoic protection, but in the vibrant, life-giving energy of shared dialogue. He understands that true intimacy is not just a physical act, but a conversation that is often laced with laughter, reassurance, and a sense of light-hearted play. For many of us, the idea of communicating about intimacy can feel clinical, awkward, or even terrifying. We imagine it as a formal, serious discussion, a post-mortem analysis of what went right or wrong, filled with the potential for bruised egos and hurt feelings. We carry the fear of saying the wrong thing, of sounding too demanding or too inexperienced. This fear can create a wall of silence around our deepest desires and insecurities, leaving both partners to navigate in the dark, guessing and hoping they get it right. The playful communicator instinctively knows how to demolish this wall. He redefines what it means to talk about intimacy by stripping it of its seriousness and infusing it with joy. He understands that communication is not a chore to be completed or a problem to be solved. It is a form of foreplay, a continuous thread of connection that weaves through every part of the relationship. His tool is not intense, soul-bearing confession, but rather gentle, playful, and consistent verbal engagement. His sweetness lies in his ability to make you feel completely at ease with being vocal. He creates an atmosphere where talking about desires, preferences, and even insecurities feels as natural as talking about your day. He does this with humor and a light touch. He knows that a shared laugh can be one of the most powerful aphrodisiacs, instantly dissolving tension and creating a bond of shared humanity. He understands that intimacy is supposed to be fun, and his communication style reflects that. It's the teasing whisper, the inside joke that makes you both smile in the middle of a serious moment, the ability to not take everything so seriously. This approach is profoundly sweet because it liberates you from the pressure of perfection. With a playful communicator, there are no mistakes, only discoveries. There is no shame, only curiosity. He makes it safe to be a beginner, to be uncertain, to explore, and to learn together. He turns the potentially awkward conversation into a fun and exciting adventure. He is not just a lover, he is a co-conspirator, a teammate in the delightful game of getting to know each other on the deepest possible level. This man's greatest strength is his ability to use words not to instruct or demand, but to invite, to reassure, and to connect, creating a relationship where dialogue flows as freely as affection. The power of a well-placed compliment. A core element of the playful communicator's toolkit and a profound source of his sweetness is his mastery of the genuine, specific, and well-placed compliment. This goes far beyond a simple, generic, "you look nice" or "you're beautiful." While those words are lovely to hear, the communicator's affirmations are a form of high art praise. They are verbal spotlights that seek out and illuminate the parts of you that you may not even see or value in yourself. His words are designed not just to make you feel good, but to make you feel deeply seen and uniquely adored. Many women live with a constant low-level hum of self-criticism. We are experts at identifying our own perceived flaws, the scar on our knee, the curve of our stomach, the way our hair frizzes in the humidity. We can spend a lifetime trying to hide or fix these things, assuming they are details that must be overlooked in order for us to be found attractive. The playful communicator has a unique talent for finding these exact things you feel insecure about and reframing them as things of beauty and character. His compliments are an antidote to your inner critic. He won't just tell you that your eyes are pretty. He will say, "I love the little gold flecks in your eyes. They light up when you're about to laugh at one of my bad jokes." He doesn't just say, "You have a nice smile." He'll say, "The way the corner of your mouth curls up on one side just before you smile is my favorite thing." These compliments are so powerful because they are specific, they are non-transferable. He could not say that to anyone else because he is talking about a detail that is uniquely yours. This specificity is proof that he is paying close attention, that he is studying you with a loving and appreciative eye. This form of verbal affirmation is a powerful kind of emotional foreplay. It works to dismantle your insecurities long before you ever find yourselves in an intimate setting. When a man consistently and sincerely celebrates the unique landscape of your body and your personality, it changes the way you see yourself. You begin to look at yourself through his admiring gaze. The parts of you that you once saw as flaws begin to transform into features of distinction. His words make you feel beautiful, not just as a whole, but in every small, intricate part. This creates a profound sense of confidence and relaxation. When you are with him, you feel less of a need to hide. You don't have to worry about the lighting being perfect or whether you're holding your body in a certain way. You can simply be because you have been pre-approved, celebrated, and adored in your entirety. He has used his words to build a cocoon of acceptance around you, a space where you feel safe to be vulnerable and unself-conscious. It's an incredible gift, a sweetness that works from the inside out, making you feel so comfortable and confident in your own skin that you are free to fully inhabit your body and your pleasure. How communication becomes sweetness on the bed. When the playful communicator brings his primary skill into the bedroom, the entire experience becomes vibrant, alive, and deeply connected. The silence that can sometimes feel awkward or uncertain with other partners is filled with a soft, reassuring, and often exciting soundtrack of his words. His sweetness is not just in what he does, but in what he says while he's doing it. He uses his voice as an instrument to enhance sensation, build anticipation, and ensure that you are an active and empowered co-creator of the experience. His communication removes the single greatest barrier to a woman's pleasure: guesswork. You are not left wondering if he likes what you're doing or if you're supposed to be feeling a certain way. He creates a continuous feedback loop of positive and gentle communication. He is the man who will whisper, "That feels amazing," or "I love it when you do that." These simple affirmations are incredibly powerful. They give you a sense of confidence and direction, turning what could be an anxious performance into a joyful and responsive dance. He makes it clear that you are not just succeeding, but thrilling him, which in turn allows you to relax and enjoy the moment even more. At the same time, he makes it easy and natural to talk about what you want. He'll ask questions in a way that is curious and exciting, not like a test. Instead of a clinical, "What do you want me to do?" he might whisper, "Tell me what you're thinking right now," or "I wonder what would happen if I touched you right here." He frames the conversation as a shared exploration, an adventure you're on together. This playful curiosity makes it feel safe for you to be vocal. You can say "a little softer" or "right there" without feeling demanding, because he has already established a dialogue where that kind of feedback is not just welcome, but desired. Furthermore, his words are a direct extension of his touch. He uses verbal praise and appreciation to amplify physical sensations. He will describe what he loves about you in the moment: the curve of your hip, the sound of your breathing, the softness of your skin. This constant stream of loving commentary keeps you grounded in your body and in the present moment. It makes you feel not just physically desired, but completely and utterly cherished. You are not just a body he is touching. You are a person he is adoring, and he is narrating that adoration in real time. This style of intimacy is incredibly sweet because it is inclusive. You are not a passive recipient of his actions. You are an active participant in a shared creation. Your voice matters. Your pleasure matters. Your feedback matters. The experience becomes a true union of two people who are constantly communicating, adjusting, and connecting on multiple levels. It's an intimacy that is alive, responsive, and filled with the reassuring warmth of his voice, guiding, praising, and celebrating you every step of the way. It replaces anxiety with confidence and silence with a beautiful shared language of pleasure. A small sign you might be with a communicator. The gift of a playful communicator is his ability to navigate difficult conversations with grace, and this extends far beyond the bedroom. His natural talent for communication is a core part of his personality, and there is one very clear and simple sign you can look for in your everyday interactions to see if you are with such a man. The sign is revealed not when things are going perfectly, but when you have a disagreement. Watch how he argues. When a conflict arises with a less skilled communicator, the conversation often becomes a battle. It devolves into you versus me. The language becomes accusatory. You always do this, or you never listen to me. The goal is to win the argument, to prove a point, to assign blame. The atmosphere becomes tense, defensive, and emotionally draining. You may resolve the issue, but the connection feels frayed and damaged in the process. The playful communicator, even when he is upset, instinctively protects the connection. The clearest indicator of this is his use of we language. Instead of saying, "You're not understanding me," he is more likely to say, "It seems like we're having trouble understanding each other. How can we fix this?" This subtle shift in pronouns is monumental. It frames the problem not as your fault, but as a shared challenge that the two of you, as a team, need to overcome. He places himself on the same side of the table as you, facing the problem together. Furthermore, he often uses humor to de-escalate tension. This is not about dismissing your feelings or making a joke out of a serious issue. It's a strategic and gentle way of reminding you both that you are on the same team. In the middle of a tense discussion, he might offer a small, self-deprecating smile and say, "Okay, I can see I'm not explaining this well at all. Can I try again?" This vulnerability and lightheartedness can instantly break a negative spiral, releasing the pressure and allowing you both to breathe and re-engage more constructively. So watch for this. When you disagree, does he make you feel like his opponent or his partner? Does he use language that separates and blames, or language that unites and solves? The man who defaults to we, even when he's frustrated, the man who can use a touch of humor to keep the lines of connection open, is a natural communicator. This very instinct to protect the team, to prioritize the relationship over his own ego, is precisely what makes him such a sweet, safe, and wonderfully connected partner during your most intimate moments. The patient giver, the man who savors the journey. The luxury of time. We have met the man who sees you, the man who protects you, and the man who connects with you. Now, we arrive at the fourth and final archetype, a man whose sweetness is perhaps the most transformative of all. He is the patient giver. His defining quality is not his gaze, his strength, or his words, but his profound and generous relationship with time. He offers a gift that has become the ultimate luxury in our modern world, the gift of being completely unhurried. Our lives are governed by the clock. We rush from meetings to errands, we optimize our schedules for maximum efficiency, and we consume information in increasingly smaller, faster bites. This relentless pace can seep into every corner of our lives, including our most intimate moments. Intimacy can become another item on the to-do list, another goal to be achieved, another experience to be optimized for a quick and efficient outcome. When this happens, a woman can be left with a hollow feeling, a sense of being a destination on a map rather than a landscape to be explored. She can feel like a means to an end, her own journey of pleasure treated as a brief optional detour. The patient giver is the antidote to this modern affliction. He operates on a different clock entirely, one that is measured not in minutes and seconds, but in breaths, sighs, and the slow, steady rise of genuine connection. He understands a fundamental truth that our hurried world has forgotten. The most profound experiences in life cannot be rushed. Like a gourmet meal, a fine wine, or a breathtaking sunset. Pleasure and intimacy are meant to be savored. He knows that anticipation is not something to be bypassed, but a delicious ingredient to be cultivated. His sweetness, therefore, is found in his slowness. It is a deliberate, confident, and loving pace that communicates one of the most reassuring messages a woman can receive. We have all the time in the world. There is nowhere else I would rather be. This simple act of slowing down is a radical act of love. It instantly lowers the pressure, dissolves anxiety, and creates an atmosphere of deep and luxurious calm. It tells you that your experience is the sole focus of his attention, not a milestone to be passed on the way to his own satisfaction. With this man, you never feel like you are on a schedule. You never feel the silent pressure to get there faster. You are given the space to simply exist in the moment, to feel every sensation without the nagging worry that you are taking too long. He finds his joy not in the final destination, but in the journey itself, in the exploration, the discovery, and the slow, beautiful unfolding of your pleasure. This patient, unhurried approach is the ultimate form of respect. It honors the unique rhythm of the female body and creates the perfect conditions for a truly deep, complete, and soul-satisfying connection to emerge. The joy of giving, at the very heart of the patient giver, is a profound and beautiful psychological orientation. He finds genuine, personal, and deep-seated joy in the act of giving pleasure. This is the critical distinction that separates him from other men. For him, your satisfaction is not a chore, a duty, or a point of pride to be checked off a list. It is not a performance designed to boost his own ego. Instead, your pleasure is the primary source of his own happiness. He is, in the truest sense of the word, selfless in his intimacy. This mindset is a quiet and powerful form of confidence. A man who is insecure or ego-driven is often focused on his own performance. He is silently asking, am I doing a good job? Am I good enough? This anxiety places him at the center of the experience. The patient giver, however, possesses a deep inner confidence that frees him from these worries. He is not focused on his own validation because his validation comes from you. Your sigh of contentment, the relaxation of your body, the look of blissful trust in your eyes, that is his reward. That is what truly fulfills him. He is a student of generosity. He has learned that giving is a far more satisfying and sustainable source of joy than taking. This is not a form of martyrdom. It is a form of enlightened self-interest. He has discovered the simple, powerful secret that in making you feel utterly and completely cherished, he feels a sense of purpose and connection that is far deeper than a fleeting moment of physical release. His focus is directed entirely outward towards you. He is watching you, listening to you, and constantly attuned to what your body is telling him, all in the service of your experience. This creates an incredible feeling of being cherished. When you are with a patient giver, you never feel like an afterthought. You are the main event. You are the entire purpose of the encounter. This allows you to receive pleasure in a way that is open, unguarded, and free from guilt. Many women have been subtly conditioned to feel that their needs are secondary, that they shouldn't ask for too much or take too long. We can carry an unconscious sense of obligation to our partner. The patient giver lovingly dismantles this conditioning. His delight in your pleasure gives you permission to be selfish in the best possible way, to focus entirely on your own sensations, secure in the knowledge that your joy is his joy. This is not something a man can fake. A sense of duty feels very different from a sense of delight. You can feel the difference in his touch, in his energy, in the very air between you. The man who is giving out of obligation can feel mechanical or impatient. The man who is giving out of joy feels warm, present, and endlessly generous. His sweetness comes from this authentic, heartfelt desire to see you happy. It's a quiet, powerful energy that says, your pleasure is a gift to me. And in doing so, it liberates you to receive it fully. How patience becomes sweetness on the bed. When the patient giver's philosophy of time and his joy of giving are brought into the intimate space, The result is an experience that can feel almost sacred. His sweetness is not just a single action, but the entire atmosphere he cultivates. It is an atmosphere of complete and total permissiveness, where your body is invited to awaken at its own natural, unhurried pace. He is the master of forethought and the art of the slow build, and the entire experience with him feels generous, complete, and profoundly nourishing. His lack of hurry is his signature. Where another man might see foreplay as a brief prelude to the main event, the patient giver sees the entire encounter as a seamless, flowing experience where every moment is as important as the last. He is never rushing towards a finish line. In fact, he seems to have no finish line in mind at all, other than your complete and total satisfaction. He will spend what feels like a luxurious amount of time simply exploring, learning, and adoring your body. His touch is not demanding, it is questioning, curious, and infinitely patient. He is not trying to force a response from you, he is creating the conditions where your response can emerge naturally and organically. This patience creates an incredible sense of safety that allows your body to do what it needs to do. For a woman, feeling relaxed and free from pressure is the essential key to unlocking deep pleasure. The patient giver understands this implicitly. His calm, steady presence acts as a non-verbal signal to your nervous system, telling it that it is safe to let go, to open up, and to become fully receptive. There is no anxiety, no sense of being on a clock, no fear that you are disappointing him by not responding quickly enough. This freedom is perhaps the sweetest gift he offers. The experience with him feels exploratory rather than goal-oriented. He is fascinated by the journey. He will find a spot that you respond to, and he will linger there, not because a book told him to, but because he is genuinely interested in the map of your pleasure. He is building a fire, not lighting a match. He tends to it carefully, adding fuel slowly and patiently, watching the embers glow before building to a warm and radiant flame. He understands that a woman's arousal is not a simple switch to be flipped, but a gradual, beautiful crescendo that must be nurtured with care and attention. Ultimately, intimacy with a patient giver feels complete. You are never left with the sense that something was missed, that corners were cut, or that your needs were a secondary consideration. He is dedicated to the full arc of the experience, from the very first touch to the soft, gentle aftercare. His sweetness is in his thoroughness, his unwavering focus, and his selfless dedication to your journey. He makes you feel as though you are a masterpiece to be appreciated, not a puzzle to be solved. And in a world that so often rushes, this generous, patient, and all-encompassing attention is the deepest and most satisfying sweetness of all. A small sign you might be with a patient giver. The beautiful thing about a man's core temperament is that it is consistent. The way he does one thing is often the way he does everything. A man who is genuinely patient is not just patient in the bedroom, he is patient with life itself. And this is where you will find the clearest and most reliable sign that you are with a true patient giver. To discover his intimate nature, you don't need to look at his behavior during intimacy. You simply need to observe his patience in the most mundane, everyday situations. His relationship with time and frustration is the ultimate tell. Watch how he behaves when you are faced with a minor, everyday annoyance. How does he act when you are stuck in traffic? The man who gets easily frustrated, who sighs heavily, who grips the steering wheel in annoyance, is revealing his core impatience. The patient giver, by contrast, will likely see it as an opportunity. He might put on a favorite podcast, start a good conversation, or simply lean back and accept the situation with a calm demeanor. He doesn't fight against the things he cannot control. Pay attention to how he is as a listener. When you are telling him a long and winding story about your day, does he listen with genuine interest until the very end? Or does he start to fidget, check his phone, or try to hurry you along to the point? The man who can give you the gift of his undivided attention, who allows you to finish your thoughts at your own pace without interruption, is demonstrating a deep well of patience. Even a simple act like getting ready to go out can be incredibly revealing. If you are taking a little longer than planned, does he become anxious and start pacing by the door? Does he make passive-aggressive comments about the time? The patient giver will likely be found relaxing on the couch, reading a book, or simply enjoying the quiet moment. He understands that good things take time, and he does not see your process as an inconvenience. These small moments are a window into his soul. His ability to remain calm in traffic, to listen without interrupting, and to wait without frustration are not isolated skills. They are expressions of a fundamental temperament. A man who is patient with the world is a man who has learned to prioritize peace over urgency. This very same temperament is what he will bring to your most intimate moments. His patience with life is the surest sign that he will be patient with you, allowing your connection to unfold with all the beautiful, unhurried grace it deserves. Recognizing and nurturing sweetness. The four rivers of a single ocean. We have journeyed together through the landscape of the heart, exploring the four archetypes of the truly sweet man. We began with the attentive observer, the man whose focused gaze makes you feel seen in a way you never thought possible. We then met the gentle protector, the man whose strength is used to create a sanctuary of safety where you can let your guard down completely. We connected with the playful communicator, the man whose words and laughter build a bridge of joyful understanding. And finally, we rested in the presence of the patient giver, the man whose generous relationship with time allows for an intimacy that is deep, unhurried, and profoundly satisfying. It is natural now to start thinking of these four types as separate categories, to try and fit the men in your life neatly into one of these boxes. But the truth is a little more beautiful and complex than that. It is better to think of these four qualities not as separate destinations, but as four distinct rivers all flowing into the same great ocean, the ocean of a deep, conscious, and loving connection. A man may have a dominant trait. He might lead with the quiet focus of an observer or the comforting energy of a protector. But the most fulfilling and sweetest partners are often those who have learnt to drink from all four rivers. You may find a man who has the observant eyes of the first, but who has also learned the reassuring language of the third. You might be with a man who has the selfless heart of a giver, but who also possesses the protective instincts of the second. These qualities are not fixed in stone. They are skills of the heart, capacities that can be nurtured and grown over time, both in our partners and in ourselves. Recognizing them is the first and most important step. When you can identify a moment of true observation or an act of gentle protection, you can appreciate it, you can encourage it. By acknowledging these acts of sweetness, you reflect their value back to your partner, making it more likely that these qualities will continue to flourish. So this is not a checklist to find a perfect man, because a perfect man does not exist. It is a map. It is a guide to help you recognize the qualities that truly matter, the qualities that form the bedrock of a healthy and nourishing intimate life. It's a tool to help you look past the surface, past the charm, the status, or the grand gestures, and see the quiet, steady, and profoundly sweet currents that run beneath. Look for these rivers. Celebrate them when you find them, because a man who embodies even a few of these traits is a man who understands the true language of the heart. You deserve to be cherished. As we come to the end of our time together, the most important message, the one that I want to leave echoing in your heart, is this: you deserve this kind of sweetness. You are worthy of a partner whose actions, both in the light of day and in the quiet of the night, consistently whisper the same beautiful truth. You are safe, you are seen, you are cherished. For too long, women have been told that their desires for gentle, connected, and patient intimacy are a secondary concern, a bonus, perhaps, but not a necessity. We have been subtly taught to settle for a passion that lacks presence, for a connection that lacks safety. But the deep, quiet craving in your soul for a man who is truly sweet is not a sign of neediness. It is a sign of your wisdom. It is your heart telling you what it needs, not just to survive, but to thrive. This journey we have taken is not about finding a man to complete you. It is about empowering you with the clarity to choose a partner who complements the wonderful person you already are. It is about giving you the permission to honor your deepest needs, to raise your standards beyond the superficial, and to believe in the existence of a connection that nourishes your body and your spirit in equal measure. The observer, the protector, the communicator, the giver, these are not fantasies. These men exist. They are the men who have done the quiet work of becoming conscious, caring, and present human beings. And finding one is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of recognition. Now, you have the map, you know what to look for. So go forward with this knowledge, not as a judge, but as a wise and discerning woman who finally understands what she is truly looking for. Value the quiet qualities, celebrate the gentle actions, and never, ever doubt that you are worthy of an intimacy that is as profoundly sweet and reassuring as it is passionate and exciting. You deserve to be cherished. Settle for nothing less.